speeding is the #1 killer on our roads, and speeding increases the risk of a crash.
Here we are again. Speed and Australia. Something that really doesn't mix, unfortunately. And we're asking the question today, should speed limits here in Australia go up? Because a lot of you guys think they should. And honestly, I think they should as well. But we're going to talk about it today. Now, recently, there was a Facebook page that did a poll on Facebook asking, should we raise the speed limit to 130 here in Australia? And a lot of you said yes. I'm talking 19,000 of you out of 21,000. So, yeah, over 90%. Just have a look at this.
There is growing public support among Australian motorists for higher speed limits on our roads, like Europe's faster freeways. Almost 90% of motorists want speed limits to increase to 130 kilometres per hour, according to an online survey. The push has reignited debate over whether current speed limits are out of step with modern vehicle capabilities and also international standards.
And you got to remember, guys, the Northern Territory does have a maximum speed limit of 130 on selected roads. And can we not remember that the Stuart Highway as well used to be unlimited? There was no speed limit on it. It was like a mini Autobahn for Australia. And for whatever reason, they got rid of it. So with everybody wanting faster speeds, what does the government do?
This country road is 100 kilometres an hour now. But is this a sign of the future? A new report commissioned by the Australian government proposing a reduction in the default open road speed limit from 100 to 80.
Yes, of course. Let's lower the speed limits. What are we thinking? You know what I mean? We've got 90% of the people wanting faster speed limits. Nah. Let's lower them. Let's lower them even more, shall we? Yeah, this is the kind of smooth brain nonsense that our current government really thinks they're doing the right thing. This is absolutely insane. It really is funny. And you want to know why they continue to do this. It's not about it's too dangerous. It's purely about revenue raising. Have a look at this.
It's one of our newest motorways and it's already turning into a money spinner for the government thanks to drivers speeding in the Rozelle interchange tunnels. Eddie Meyer explains.
There's obviously no excuse for speeding, but it seems the new Rozelle interchange is attracting its fair share of those willing to take the risk. The 4 cameras in the tunnels have nabbed around 15,800 drivers in just the first 4 months of this year. That's a staggering $5.9 million in revenue for the state government. The speed camera in the southbound tunnel, that's the link between the Iron Cove Bridge and the M8 motorway, is in a 60 kilometre an hour zone.
The 60 kilometres an hour on the southbound entrance to the Rozelle interchange is set at 60 kilometres an hour. And the reason for that is the engineering of the road means that there's a tight curve and there are vehicles changing lanes.
Let me just tell you a quick story, all right? Because I just got back from the USA, and let me tell you, freedom truly is over there. Because I was in the Denali, I drove to Chicago from Indiana, and I was literally doing 95 miles an hour. We're talking 155 Ks an hour on the highway. We're talking regional, and plenty of other cars were just following suit with me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was this out of control lane switching. Everyone was having good lane discipline. We were cruising and it was really safe. Beautiful. Then we came back to Australia. We landed in Sydney. We rented a car, drove down to the World Time Attack event. Well, we were going through maybe that exact tunnel. I can't remember what tunnel it was. We were just godsmacked on how ridiculously slow they were making us drive because we were doing 60 Ks an hour, like they just said, in a tunnel and it was like a full-on freeway. I just don't see the common sense here. We went from 90 to 80, now we're at 60, and there's fucking 4 cars in front of us.
Congestion ahead.
What the fuck?
Be alarmed of the congestion. Fuck, bro.
This is retarded. Ding, 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 ding. Cameras everywhere. We're gonna make a boatload of money if anyone does 3 or 4 5Ks over. This is just insanity. And we still continually cop this garbage. It's insane, guys. It really is ludicrous. Now, you also have to factor in too that they don't want to up the speed limits because they don't want to pay for the continual maintenance on the roads. And if something does bad happen, you know, they're thinking it's coming out of their pocket in terms of Medicare, all this kind of stuff. You know, it's really a shame.
There are a lot of benefits. Travelling at 80 kilometres per hour, we degrade road surfaces a lot less. So councils, and particularly in rural and regional Australia, they have very limited budgets to maintain roads. If you travel a particularly a heavy vehicle, 100 kilometres, 110, 120, which is often the case, those roads wear out really quickly. A bit of rain on a small pothole, vehicles striking at 100 kilometres per hour, there's huge damage done to the road. And councils, no way can they continue to repair and upgrade. If we drop the speeds back to 80 kilometres per hour, dramatic reductions in the way the roads are destroyed.
The fact is, there should be plenty of areas you could have a speed limit of 120, 130 and have no dramas. Because seriously, it comes down to common sense again. It's a speed limit. You don't actually have to do the speed limit, and just, again, look at all the numpties on the road who don't do the speed limit already, and it's pathetically slow. So put it up to 130. Most people probably won't even get close to it. But the fact that it is 130 means that people like me, other people who want to go quicker, now can legally sort of go around them. And the biggest thing I noticed again was seriously how clogged up all the lanes are here in Australia. Like, you have a 3 or 4 lane highway and everybody is just clogged all the way across. And there might be a huge space in the front, huge space in the back, and you got 20 cars in the middle just squished all up because 4 guys want to go slow and the rest of them want to go fast, and everyone's hogging all the lanes. You know, so there's really no flow, and that's the problem. I actually think you're probably better off in the city here, where there is multiple lane freeways, is to have the right lane actually be a faster lane. Like, make it a fast lane. Let it legally be able to do 10Ks faster, and you would have so much issues evaporated. And you know, make sure everyone knows keep left. You'd have a lot of stuff eliminated, trust me. I really have to laugh though, because they're constantly trying to make everybody here afraid of speed. Have a look at this.
Reducing speed limits is never popular, but tonight we want to show you why it might be too important not to. In 2024, Australia recorded its worst road fatality figures in more than a decade. So clearly, something should be done.
An extensive report commissioned by the federal government has done a comprehensive data crunch on accidents, fatalities and injuries. And the one contributing factor present in all of them is speed.
The faster you go, the bigger the mess. Less your chance of survival. So for advocates, slowing down is a no-brainer. And a discussion paper released by the federal government this week agreed, finding a reduction in the default 100 km/h limit on roads outside of built-up areas down to 80 kilometres could save hundreds of lives and avoid thousands of injuries.
You know, it's almost laughable when you watch that, because they're actually including clips that aren't even real. Like, they're having game clips put in there and all, just nonsense. And they're really hyping it up to make it so scary, and like, speed is just coming to get me. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely insane. And unfortunately, we just don't teach good driving habits here in Australia. It just doesn't happen. And so many people now moving here are just getting swept through. They're just getting swept through. They got a cereal box license, and we just accept it. You know what I mean? You see it every day on the road. And even imports aside, we still have issues here in Australia because our system of training is so poor. It really is. We should have a mandatory, you should have to do a license test in a manual. You should have to learn how to drive a manual. And you should have to go to driver's education. You just should have to go to driver's education, honestly. And this whole nonsense as well of like, let's not let P-platers do the speed limit. Let's not let provisionals do the speed limit on the highway. Well, now you're creating a hazard and actually making more danger for them. So I really don't understand that rule. I hate that rule. Maybe that needs a whole dedicated video, but let me know in the comments. Honestly, the merging is atrocious. The lane discipline is atrocious. Just the vehicle skill is bad. Like parking is bad. Checking is bad. Like people don't look behind them. They're in a bubble. They're staring forward. And it honestly stems down from driver training. I did driver training. Most people in Canada would do driver training because if you did do driver's education, you got to get your license, your full license, earlier. So I think if Australia did that, you would get a lot better result. It really should be done that way. And I can remember when I was training, like when I did my driver's education, I was with three other students in the car and the teacher, and she was actually like an old lady. And she had this like, I'm sure it was a Toyota Camry or some kind of a Toyota sedan. And when we would merge onto the highway, she used to tell us, she said, guys, the only time you're allowed to flat foot my car is when we're merging onto the highway, because as soon as you hit that merge ramp, I want you to get from whatever speed you're doing to 100 as fast as possible. And I've remembered that for the rest of my life. And honestly, that's what you should do. I'll be merging out here, mate, and it's like we're doing 60. We're still doing 60. Oh, now we're merging and we're doing 60 and it's a 100K road. You know, like this is not working. This is dangerous, guys. So we have issues here and stuff is just rapidly declining. So I honestly think 130 is a completely safe speed. Mate, it's laughable, especially with modern cars, modern safety. The problem here is the users are bad. And I think Australia's dug themselves a hole by not training their people properly, not training the people coming here properly. And they've made this nanny culture of speed is the root of all evil. Speed is the worst thing possible. Speed, speed, speed. That's all they talk about. And it has created a culture of just nannies. And you even look at this video, I can guarantee you there's going to be a ton of comments down below that will just be licking the boots saying, oh, the speed is fine. Just do the speed limit. Don't worry, la, 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 la. Like, there's so many people here that just, 130? Oh, my, 130? Like, they're freaking out at 130. It's like, buddy, I was doing 160 in America, like, passing trucks and what, like, nothing. And it was just, no one's batting an eye. It's normal. You know what I mean? Like, go to Germany, Europe, like, even the UK is better. You know, I honestly think Australia is one of the slowest countries and the strictest when it comes to fines. And this is why they do it, guys. You got to remember, all these states with their government bodies, they're all including these fines into their annual budgets. Like they are expecting to get crazy amounts of fines. And the only way they can do that is by lowering the speed limit and keeping the speed low and keeping the actual, like, you break it by, you know, you did 65 and a 60, that's a ticket, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. 65 and a 60, it's pathetic. Yeah, this is the problem. And unfortunately, until you get someone with a big set of balls who can actually run this place, I don't think much is going to change. And it's going to be a tough one because there's a lot of nannies now. That culture has been embedded deep, unfortunately. And yeah, it's a real shame. But what do you guys think in the comments below? Should we actually consider raising speed limits, or is the government right in trying to reduce them all? I just, yeah, I mean, you know what my answer is, guys, but that is the video. I needed to talk about it again. Again, the speed limits drive me crazy here. I love Australia, but yeah, we need to change a lot. So leave your feedback down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you on that next video.